Good morning and welcome to South Church. Our service this morning is offered by our 8th grade youth graduating the Coming of Age program. They've spent the last 8 months exploring their own beliefs and values, and they'll share those with us in their faith statements this morning, along with many other pieces of this service. I'd like to acknowledge all the volunteers in this program because it takes a lot of hard work and dedication to provide the beautiful space for these young people to do this kind of exploration. They had 4 amazing facilitators, Mariah Roberts, Steve Barlock, Meghan Bairstow, and Chris Redmond. And each youth had a mentor guiding them as well. That's 14 volunteers for this program alone, and we are truly grateful for all of them. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll pass it to Kirsten to hear more about the service.
Yeah, today's service will be including lots of opportunities to hear from and see our coming of age youth, as well as a few glimpses of their mentors and the facilitators. We have music this morning offered by our pianist, Susan Adams, as well as from congregant Mitch Pivor. And we're very grateful for both of you for that contribution. And I'll pass it to you, Reverend Susan.
Thank you. I am just so happy and so proud of the accomplishments of these young people and their mentors and the volunteers. It's just a wonderful, wonderful worship service that we have planned for you. We're glad that you could join us. And thank you so much, everyone, for making this happen, and to our coming of age youth. Welcome.
Good morning, South Church. I am really looking forward to seeing you all in person. Just a few announcements, and the first about seeing you in person is I'm happy to let you know that on Tuesday, June 22nd, we will be back in the South Church offices at 73 Court Street. We won't be hosting our Zoom office hours from 10 to 12 anymore. We will just be in the office at 73 Court Street. We'll be there Tuesday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and we really look forward to seeing you in person. If you do want to meet with us by Zoom, please just feel free to give us a call or send an email, and we'd be happy to set up a meeting for you. The South Church Spiritual Book Group would like you to know that during the month of July, they're hosting a discussion of Inheritance, a memoir of genealogy, paternity, and love by Danny Shapiro. They're hosting that discussion on Wednesday, July 14th at 7 p.m., and all are welcome. Please contact southchurchbookgroup@gmail.com for the Zoom link. And on Sundays from 1 to 3, we are still on the front lawn, not only selling roof slates, but also signing up garden sitters for the Pocket Garden Tour and selling tickets for the Pocket Garden Tour. They are $20 in advance, as are the slate donations, and we would love to see you. If you aren't able to make it over on Sundays from 1 to 3, you can hop onto the South Church website, and there you can purchase your Pocket Garden ticket, and you can also sign up to be a garden sitter. If you aren't able to make it on Sundays and are interested in slate, please reach out to Lori Bilby at turningtide@comcast.net. And last week, we launched the last piece of our roof fundraising plan, and we're doing an online campaign that's reaching out to the wider Seacoast community. We're asking the congregation to think about a few specific people that you know who have a connection to our incredible institution, and ask those folks to donate to our roof campaign. We sent out information by email last Wednesday, and there's also information on the South Church website and on our Facebook page. We really need some help spreading the word, so please do reach out to those that you know. And finally, we ask that you join us next Sunday, June 20th, during our regular worship service at 10 a.m. for the Shared Ministry installation. This celebratory time acknowledges the contributions of all of our associate members, pastoral associates, social justice, worship, fellowship, and learning associates. We'll also be welcoming our new members that will be joining us for the next 2 years. Connecting people's passions to the work in our community is what Shared Ministry does. So please join us for this very special worship service. Thanks so much, everybody. And I really do look forward to seeing you on June 22nd.
Congratulations to the coming of age youth. May your lights always shine bright. These little lights of ours, we're gonna let them shine. These little lights of ours, we're gonna let them shine. These bright lights of ours, we're gonna let them shine. Let them shine, let them shine, let them shine.
Hello, my name is Mariah Roberts, and I'm one of the lucky members of the Coming of Age Facilitator team. This will be my third year working with this age group, and although it was a challenging year, the topics that we discussed were very approachable considering our given circumstances. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Coming of Age program, it is a year-long class, consisting mostly of 14-year-olds. We talk about different topics every week, starting with things like why do bad things happen, and evolving to things like, do I believe in God and what happens to me after I die? By taking the time to write and think and read and talk about these confusing topics, the youth start to create their own belief system. Thank you all for working so hard this year. You did a great job. Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Steve Barlock, one of the Coming of Age Facilitators. This year's Coming of Age program started off like most other things at the time in the world with uncertainty and certainly uncomfort. Despite that, our fearless leader, Jen Del Deo, forged on and made sure that we could safely have the program this year. This was a very special group of 8th graders. They came from different schools, different towns, different states, and probably would have preferred sometimes even doing household chores rather than adding another educational Zoom call to their already busy week. However, and perhaps with a little nudging from their parents, they showed up. And the amazing group of mentors, they showed up too. They all bonded as a group, particularly on Sunday evenings and discussing various topics like God beliefs, when people try to convert you in faith, and the role of art and music within faith. I think we can all say it was a very long Zoom winter, but thankfully spring came. We were able to venture out to the Urban Forestry Center. Sunday afternoon sessions, which, and I'm sure that at times they would have preferred hanging out with their local friends. But you know what? They showed up. And again, the mentors, they showed up too. For that, and to this very special group of mentees and mentors, we facilitators want to just say a very special thank you.
The Coming of Age service has always been held dearly in my heart. I remember years ago as a young mother sitting in the pew next to my beloved husband. Our young children were scattered between the nursery and the sanctuary, watching in awe these big kids, so bright and thoughtful, nervous and brave, share their faith statements. I barely knew what that was at the time, but I knew for sure I wanted that for our children. I wanted a community that supports and encourages self-exploration, allowing for their beliefs to morph and change as they develop. For them to grow up knowing they are loved and respected exactly as they are, that the congregation would listen to their truths and honor them as equals. Today, this year's coming of age class shines their individual and collective light on our entire South Church community. I know a lot more about faith statements these days, but one thing remains the same for me, and that is my awe and admiration of these rising senior youth you are about to have the privilege of knowing just a bit better.
Good morning. We are so lucky to have such an amazing congregation here at South Church that, along with Reverend Susan, provide us with encouraging, thought-provoking, and reassuring words each week. These elders of the church use their many life experiences to help develop their sermons or opening words each week for us. However, in this sometimes crazy world we live in today, it can also be useful to hear from some other equally amazing members of our congregation, the youth. A few weeks ago, I was lucky enough to spend a weekend camping in the rain with the youth from our Coming of Age program. Yes, that's what I said. I was lucky to go camping in the rain. Why, you ask? It was because of the people I was able to spend that time with. This group is special. That's the best word to describe them. What they may lack in life's experiences, they more than make up for in energy, thoughtfulness, humor, kindness, and compassion. Listen carefully to their words later this morning. I think you'll be surprised at how much you'll learn. I know I learned so much from hanging out with this group, not only on our camping trip, but for the past 8 months. And I will cherish the time I got to spend with them and the lessons they taught me.
Our chalice is lit this morning by our Coming of Age mentors. Each youth participating in the Coming of Age program was matched with an adult mentor from our church community. These volunteers supported and journeyed beside us as we explored our individual values and beliefs throughout the program year. These words are from Rebecca Pankhurst, a former COA participant in Bedford, Massachusetts. This light unites us. Our light unites us with our neighbors, our friends, and our enemies. Most importantly, this light unites us within ourselves, our hearts, our souls, our spirits. The light unites us.
Please join me now in reciting our mission statement. At South Church, we nurture spiritual growth through worship, learning, and community. We celebrate the worth and dignity of all people, and we inspire one another to act on our faith in the larger community.
Exclamation mark by Amy Kruse, Russell Dahl, and Tom Wichenheld.
He stood out from the very beginning.
He stood out here, he stood out there.
It seemed like the only time he didn't stand out was when he was asleep.
But he just wasn't like everyone else. Period.
He was confused, flummoxed, and deflated.
He even thought about running away. Then one day...
Hello? Who are you?
What grade are you in? What's your favorite color? Do you like frogs? What's your favorite ice cream? When's your birthday? Know any good jokes? Do you want to run around the corner? Is there an echo in here? Is there an echo in here? What's your favorite movie? Do you know what makes gravity? Why do you look so surprised? Am I boring you? Do you think the snail could go around the world? So, what do you want to do? Who's taller, you or me? What do you want to be when you grow up?
Stop!
You didn't know he had it in him. How'd you do that? Could you do it again?
He wasn't sure, so he started small. Hi.
That felt right. So he tried something bigger. Howdy!
And he pushed himself a bit more. Wow!
He discovered a world of endless possibilities. Yippee! This is fun! Way to go! Bravo!
It was like he broke free from a life sentence. You're it! Yes! Good! Yum! That's great! Thanks! Home run! Congratulations! Happy birthday! Go! Wake up! Encore! Look out! Boom!
He couldn't wait to show everyone.
Hey guys, it's me! Look what I can do!
Of course, there was much exclaiming. Isn't he something? There was never any question in our minds.
So with his head high, he went off.
To make his mark.
The end.
South Church shares the collection each month with local organizations that we as a congregation have chosen to support. June's recipient is the South Church Immigration Support Fund, which raises and allocates funds to assist undocumented Seacoast-based immigrants with housing, living expenses, healthcare, legal services, and other needs. With the help of over 70 volunteers, South Church provided COVID quarantining to several people released from ICE detention this past year. Please consider a donation to continue our ability to support immigrants threatened with deportation. To donate, go to our website at southchurch-uu.org and click on the donate button at the top right of your screen, or send a check to our office at 73 Court Street, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, 03801. Thank you.
give thanks, oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for this precious day. We're all gathered here, we're all gathered here, and those far away, and those far away. For this time we share, for this time we share, with love and care, with love and care. Oh, we give thanks, oh, we give thanks for this precious day, for this precious day.
I welcome us into a time of prayer and meditation now. Please join me in prayer.
God of all the names and no name at all,
Spirit of love and divine blessing, be with us now as
we pray that we find ways to engage with the world in play.
oh, help me to let go of that task list, the to-do list. Help me to let go and engage in the world of play.
Let us slip into that joy-filled and timeless space where we are able to laugh together.
And let us slip into that playful rest that I am reminded of whenever I see a sea otter lie back and enfold their hands over their belly near their heart. Let me try that. Let us try that. Will you try it too? Lean back into your chair, into your couch, into the lawn. Place your hands together near your heart. I feel it. I feel it. I feel my breathing, my in and out. I feel my heartbeat. I feel playful rest coming over me.
Let us remember again and again that the doing is far more important than the outcome.
Oh, and play is so hard for me. I want outcomes. I want structure. I want accomplishments. And oh, Spirit of all that is, I have to remember that the doing of play is far more important. And I pray that I remember that.
Today, may we each remember how play can serve as an opportunity for letting go.
Letting go of expectations, my own and everyone else's, letting go of rigidity, inflexibility, letting go of deadlines, letting go with play, to play. Let us pray to remember that.
Oh, yes. We have to take time to open up to play, to do play, to experience the wonder, the healing, centering power of play.
And may you know that you are held near to our hearts, and may you hold us near to your heart. And we are sending you joy, peace, love.
Blessed
I feel
be.
it. I feel it. May it be so.
Amen.
Amen.
As we move now into a time of meditation, please, you are invited to share any prayers you would like in the live chat box on your screen. Know that we are here. Know that we are holding you in love. Know that you can reach out if you need us.
Hi, I'm Aiden, and this is my faith statement. I believe that it is important to treat people with kindness. I think that everyone wants to be treated nicely and valued, and the easiest way to make that possible is by everyone doing their best to be nice to one another. I believe that it is important to act morally. I believe that all living things, humans and animals, deserve to be respected. I believe that everyone has the right to believe what they want about religion or faith. Asked what I think about gods or a god, I'm not sure what is true. I believe in an evidence-based approach, and I don't believe in anything unless there is some proof of its existence. Right now, I don't believe in gods because I don't think that there is enough evidence to prove that they exist. I have seen some evidence, though, so I'm not going to rule out the possibility of it. The same is true for my view on why things happen. I do see how things happen, good or bad, that seem to have been caused by a higher power. There's enough evidence to show that this may be true, but not enough to convince me that it is. Another factor is that good and bad are just ideas. While there is a list of common things that people see as being good or bad, not everyone sees things the same way. What one would consider good, another may see as bad. So I don't see how a God could make certain things happen to an individual for any reason, since it could have been interpreted a number of different ways. Thank you so much for listening to my faith statement.
My name is Gracie Schmidt, and I wrote a poem for reasons I do not know. I live my life through the lens of a page, a snapshot of words my brain creates, my way of choosing what I believe, to spend time with people who always agree, like so many options stacked on my shelf, something to come back to when I need help, figuring out what to think and believe when the water is too murky to clearly see. I believe that we are all part of an intricate plot of thoughts, actions, people, and events. There's no order, no way to sense when something will happen and your world gets turned on its head. It's events like these that shape us, like Play-Doh of ourselves. They change us into the people we are and the people we aspire to be. We are the only ones with the power to change our fate. There's no one else who can create a future with promise and love and hope, not even powerful people like the Pope. The supernatural tendencies of coincidence twists our minds and convinces us that we are just puppets on strings and can go along for the ride. Nothing we can do when someone ruins our pride. But what are some things that I can have faith in when the whole world seems to want to cave in? Times in life when my priorities shift, when the socks I once loved no longer fit. I will have faith in things that never change, like my mother's love and the words on a page. Things like gravity pulls down and the earth orbits the sun. Love is love and equity for everyone.
Hi, I'm Kellen, and I chose to do a piece of artwork for my faith statement instead of some long speech. Because for me, I find that drawing allows me to remember what I want to say more than reading something out. And I did a picture of someone's face with many different features on it. The first one is I wanted it to seem a bit more solid, not quite bland, but very flat, because on the surface, many people portray that. They try and show just one thing, and that's what they try and show. And also, another thing is the atoms that I put in the eyes, because for me, science is a very important part of me. Another thing was, even though the face that I drew is smiling, there's tears shown as well, because though many of us would like to forget it, we have more than just one emotion. We have anger, happiness, sadness, annoyance, and all others in between. And a lot of people, including myself, we will try and show just happiness. We'll try and show that we are all just doing fine, when often we are not doing as fine. And me personally, I find that I am one of those people and will sometimes try and find those other feelings in people. Another thing that was hard to show in the picture is I believe a lot in change, and there is things that I would like to change about myself and how I act, and other things that I'd like to change about other people. But I know that you can only change yourself, and the best thing you can do for other people is let them be them.
Hi, my name is Les. This is my faith statement. I'd like to think that this is a makeshift statement, one I'm using to state some of my beliefs and not all of them. I would like to thank Lance for being my mentor. I would like to thank this community for the experiences it has given me, especially this one, standing here without some well thought out speech. So I just thought I'd list some of the stuff I believe, because I couldn't manage to write anything else. So one thing I definitely believe in is respect. And I also believe in the worth of all people. I believe in the power of stories. And I believe in protecting ourselves through protecting our planet. I believe that we can and we will make right on humanity's self-inflicted wounds. And lastly, I believe that I will change in maybe just enough to not overthink this the next time and just do a drawing.
Hi, my name is Julia McGeorge. I'm 14, and even though I haven't lived much life, my experiences so far have shaped who I am. I already have some values that won't be changing anytime in the future. I believe in equality. For me, that means that every living thing is worth the same amount and deserves equal treatment, no matter who they are. I think we should respect everyone. Listening to each other's ideas, morals, and life experiences will make for a better society. We may be opposite people, but at the end of the day, we're both human. Saying that, I also acknowledge that it is hard not to judge others. So maybe I believe that we should all remember there is no one right way to think. I believe in a balance. That means I think we should live in the moment, but also make goals for ourselves. To me, it's a mistake to spend all your life working for a future that isn't set in stone. I think the earth is sacred. Our planet holds so many secrets, and we can learn from everything it has to offer. It is time we start treating the planet like it is sacred. We need to save it from the destruction humans have caused. I believe in deciding our own future. One way to do that is through activism, and I think that activism makes for a better world. We should all be committed to taking action for causes we support, because that's the only way we've succeeded in the past. I think a loving community is necessary for everyone. Communities help to build up the people in them and make everyone stronger. I love the community at South Church, and finding something close to what we have here in each chapter of my life is one of my goals. I believe in accountability. If you do something wrong, then I believe you should be held responsible and face some consequences. But I also believe in second chances and allowing others and ourselves to grow. I think that bad things happen and will continue to happen for no reason. Everyone deals with good and bad times, but we can learn something from it all. In my life, I often try to stay positive. Instead of looking at something like it is bad, I do my best to look at it as a learning opportunity. I believe that I'm not sure about someone above watching over us. I will always lean on my loved ones more than I will on a larger force, but I identify with being agnostic. To me, being agnostic means not knowing if there's something looking out for me and being okay with that. Even though I'm not sure, I could believe that there's a force that doesn't directly impact us, but keeps moral values in place. For example, there might be something out there making sure that love will always win. I think our actions today will affect people in the future. I don't necessarily believe in an afterlife or having your spirit stay on earth. I believe that all our choices are connected and will change future lives, so in that way we'll always be here. I believe in the future. It can sometimes feel like the future is hopeless. I have faith that it's going to turn out okay, as long as we stand up for what we believe in the present. Finally, I want to end with the quote I hope to live by. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Mother Teresa, thank you.
Hello, I'm Nate Lynch. In Coming of Age, we learned about other people's faiths as well as our own. The program allows us to explore and question our belief system. In the end, we were asked to write about our faith and how it might have changed over the past years. My faith has changed little over the past few years. My experiences has shaped these beliefs and has made me who I am today. There are many topics having to do with religion. I will mostly talk about coincidences and community, as these are widely discussed religious topics. My faith is now centralized in my community, and I'm searching for answers for what is true. The idea of something happening just because of a higher power, I believe, is incorrect. These ideas take you into the more general, why do things happen question. I believe things happen not because of a higher power, but because of decisions made by different people. In addition, some people often think that higher powers are the ones who create coincidences. It is easy to connect luck and religion, as easy it is to connect it to punishment. People believe that rainstorms and thunder and lightning, with the gods being angry at them for something. In the end, I believe we're all just conscious chemicals whose decisions create unlikely scenarios that we believe they're someone else's doings. Community is one of the most important parts of almost all religions. Being part of a community helps build strong and long-lasting connections and relationships. From my perspective, this is what church is all about. We are all there to seek answers to our own beliefs and learn about the beliefs of others. Being social in a community will help you tremendously in the long run. Talking to people in the congregation has opened my mind to other people's perspectives on life and what their beliefs are. These conversations have caused me to sometimes question my own beliefs and form new ideas. One person who stood out to me in the community is my mentor, Andrew. In Coming of Age, in the beginning, we were paired up with a mentor that would help us guide to write our faith statement. They would give their perspective and give us new ideas. For me, this was extremely helpful. Having the guidance of someone else that had more experience and that could provide detail and fill in the blanks was amazing. During many of the Coming of Age classes, we were asked to just talk to our mentors with prompts and try and find new answers to old questions. These were my favorite types of classes, as it allowed me to express my thoughts freely and have someone to talk to. Overall, this experience has been extremely insightful, and I would definitely do it again. I look forward to continue to ask questions with the support of the South Church community.
Hi, my name is Lucas Eves, and this is my faith statement. I believe in God. I believe God is love. I believe in an afterlife, but I don't know what that looks like. I believe we should look out for others and take care of each other. I believe that things happen for a reason and that there's no way to change what happens. I don't know if any of this will change, but that is what I believe now.
Hi, this is my faith statement. I painted this piece with standard acrylic paints and brushes. I also used paper from brown paper bags and school glue to glue them to the canvas. I used Sharpie markers to scribe the words and designs on the paper and canvas. I started by mixing different blues, grays, and blacks. I painted the wave-like pattern to represent life's many ups and downs. I wrote words that resonated with me on top and then put the paper on top, which depicts a face with shut eyes to represent silent contemplation or putting a mirror to oneself. An eye to represent having an eye open to the world and its wisdom, or a third eye. And a hand, which symbolizes striving for connection with the outside world.
Hi, my name is Veda Kuiper-Phelps. I am lucky to have been born into the Unitarian Universalist community, even though my parents didn't find the official congregation until I was 3 or 4. UU values resonated with my family, their beliefs practiced in our little household long before we walked through the archway. I am the oldest child in my family, and I fill that spot with honor. I was the first Kuiper-Phelps kid to go to a Unitarian Universalist church. I don't remember our first day there, but I remember the countless days after. I remember the creaky floorboards and how the sanctuary made my dad sneeze. But the thing I remember the best is the people. And even though I can't make out their faces, I remember their presence. It's the same presence I feel today, and every day my family comes to this sanctuary. When we moved, my dramatic 10-year-old self didn't think anything was going to be the same. But then we came to South Church, and the floorboards creaked, and the pews made my dad sneeze, and the people had the familiar glow that I had felt before. Throughout this year, I have settled into a new role in this community. I have learned that I'm not the little girl running around in a long sundress looking for the cupcakes, but I'm not the adult who can sit in the pews without folding the program into some shape without thinking of cupcakes. And to be that in-between thing, that in-between age, that in-between role, I had to discover some things. I discovered that I believe I have a path, that everyone does. Every word, step, choice was planned, but not by a higher power. Really, I don't know how it was planned or why I was chosen to lead mine. I do believe, though, that each path was rightfully chosen for each individual, and I trust that mine will lead me well. I discovered that I believe every path ends, and that I have no idea what will happen when mine does. However, I believe that our afterlife lives in the memories and minds of the people and beings that continue after us, and I hope that I am in their version of a good place, whatever that may be. I discovered that I fully believe in science. I believe in vaccines and abortion. I believe that we humans evolved from stardust and apes, and if that is true, then my particles are yours, and we are all equal. I discovered that we are all living in the same crazy, huge, and entirely phenomenal unknown. I discovered that there is a light in everyone that makes them who they are, and I believe no light should be put out for the purpose of distinguishing it. I believe in Harry Styles' words, treat people with kindness, because I think we get one life, so what's the point of spending it treating people badly? I believe if everyone put a little kindness into the world every day, we'd have a better place to live than we did yesterday. I discovered that faith is an enormous word, one that has broken homes apart and created jagged lines across our world, but it also brings light to so many, brings hope, brings love and togetherness. I've discovered that to me, faith means believing there is light, that there is hope and love and togetherness. I've discovered that my parents worked very hard to find a community that would be okay with whatever I thought faith was, that would hold me with lace fingers, teach me the world through the most loving lens, while also giving me the perspective of the hardest lives. Being a part of this congregation has taught me to listen and to observe, to watch and to think, to create my own spiritual path based on the teachings of other communities, the values of the ones in front of me as well as my own. To me, this community does not practice a religion, it practices all religions. It welcomes anyone and helps everyone. To me, this congregation is like the sun. It radiates warmth that reaches around this blue marble and back, and that's it. Our sun doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It doesn't hate. It just sees life that needs warmth and light and does its part. And in doing so, helps people grow in a way they want to by giving them the space and nurturing they need. And I believe that that's magical. This year, I've discovered a lot of magical things. I've discovered that if I'm ever having a bad day, a whiff of the breeze or a walk by the ocean will clear my head, or at least show me that there is such a big world out there. I've discovered that I believe in my family more than anything or anyone, that they will never distinguish the light in me. I've discovered that in a lot of places, I am the quiet kid, the one who has things to say but doesn't want to speak up. This year has helped me discover that I can, especially when I had to, sit in the woods for 2 hours and wasn't allowed to speak. I realized that that right is a grand one and I should use it more often. When I first came to church, I was a curly-haired toddler with a new baby brother looking for attention, hugs, and cupcakes. As I continue to grow, I have found that this community will give me all of those things, whatever age I am or mindset I'm in, whatever role I fill. And now I know I will never have to blow out a final pastel chalice or have to step out of the tall ceiling sanctuary. I know I will never have to put that cupcake down. I have faith that I belong here. On my 13th birthday, my mom gave me these teensy rectangular cards, angel cards, that each have a word on them. Every morning since then, I have picked one, and I found that it totally tells the future, the outcome of my day, and hopefully it is truthful, and my transition into the new role in this community will live up to the one I picked today. My word this morning was grace. Thank you.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. We carry in our hearts until we're together again.
As we leave the surprisingly precious sanctuary of this virtual togetherness, May we take with us the wisdom shared by these beautiful young people who have given so deeply and courageously of themselves. Heeding their words, may we value kindness, community, and love. May we find answers in poetry when the water is too murky to clearly see, and in art when that helps us with what we want to say more than words do. When we don't have a well thought out speech, may we just stick closely to our beliefs. May we protect the sacred earth and believe in the future. May we express ourselves freely while respecting everyone. May we engage in conversations that sometimes cause us to question our beliefs and form new ideas. May we be committed to taking actions for causes we support. May we take care of each other, keep an eye open to the world and its wisdom, and may we never have to put that cupcake down. Let us nurture these dear, sweet youth, and let us also be like them. Blessed be.
Caution, you will not get this. It is okay. You are not alone. Warning, these are inside jokes and not to be taken seriously.
Okay. Sitting in the woods all alone, sitting in the rain all alone, sitting in the damp wood on a straw, painting faces on other rocks.
In the tent, water seeps to every seam, and the flat tent is the queen.
Throwing random things in the fire, and our meteorologist was a liar.
Please don't mind, we can't sing. Roasted starbursts are disgusting. Sitting in the woods all alone, sitting in the rain all alone, sitting in the damp woods on a nice rock, drawing faces on other rocks. 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer, 4. We're so cold, so we add one more.
Don't eat the puffin, it's a person. Ask the next philosophical question.
Sitting in the woods all alone, sitting in the rain all alone, sitting in the damp woods on a nice rock, painting faces on other rocks.
Yeah.